David, I understand from looking at the statistics on the 12 Bell website that you hold the position, this illustrious position of being chief judge more than anyone else.
That's a bit terrifying, isn't it? It seems a long time ago now, too. Um, and it was the third year, I think, if I remember rightly, when the competition moved to Southwark that I had my first go at judging, along with George Pipe and John Fielden.
Was that easier, or was it a different challenge in comparison to the ringing? I mean, at that time, because it's still quite a young contest, and I'm just trying to get a sense of did you have a feeling that it was something big and that it was going to grow?
No, I don't think we foresaw that. I mean, you're absolutely right. The history of the competition is that it's really developed 12 bell ringing around the country. But at the time of Southwark, I think I've forgotten, we had about 6 teams. There were no eliminators in those days. And it didn't feel quite as hard as I think judging now would feel if one didn't have Hawker to assist.
Is that because the standards have all increased, and what makes you say that?
Well, I think it's the greater the number of teams, the harder it gets. I think the higher the standards, the more consistent the standard, the harder it gets. It's pretty rare these days for teams in the final, at least, to have significant method mistakes, say, any really bad ringing. So I think the judges, insofar as they're relying on their ears, have a much harder time than one had back in the late 70s, early 80s, when there were fewer teams, and really only 3 or 4 of the top teams ever really turned in the sparkling performance that we now expect many others to do.